Hi everybody, Expert4x here from Expert4x, and I'm quite excited about this video because it is long overdue. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to open a cent account that will effectively turn $200 into $26,000 in terms of trading robots. So earlier this year I made that video that you can see on your screen right now where I claim to turn $200 into $20,000 in a few minutes, and nobody really got that excited about it, and I'm very excited about these cent accounts, but I can tell from the reaction that the excitement level was quite low. But things have changed. Since then, the profit retriever has become our very, very best EA. It produces amazing results, and some really consistent settings have been developed for it. As the slogan says there, it makes profits no matter which way the market moves, and that's the strong point of this great EA. Now we have a competition running at the moment, and there are the leaders, the 20 leaders in this competition on your screen right now, and you can see that the leader has generated 1,384% return on his account. Fantastic results, and that's what I'm talking about. This profit retriever has the potential of really doing pretty well. Considering that 100% return on your money, you can draw your money out of your account and leave the rest there, and you basically have a risk-free account. So this profit retriever opens the doors for you to trade on a risk-free basis very quickly. The only problem is it needs a big account, and as you can see right there, the accounts that are being used in the competition are $10,000 accounts. And we seriously do not recommend that you trade the profit retriever with less than $10,000 in your account. Now, everybody doesn't have a spare $10,000 lying in the account to trade the profit retriever. And that is why it has now become essential for traders to use cent accounts. Now, the other advantage of cent accounts is that you can build portfolios. So you can trade 5 versions or strategies of the profit retriever from $500 to $1,000 in your account. So things have changed dramatically by the introduction of these cent accounts. So let's get into the topic of this video, and I'm going to show you how to open an account with InstaForex and create a cent account, and how I'm going to actually turn $200 into $26,000 that can be used to trade the profit retriever. Now, the first step is to use this link. It is a very special link. Please use this link. Don't go to the general site. You will not find the application form that I'm going to be showing you further on. So use this particular link. Also, it does have an affiliate code. It is the Expert4x affiliate code. We do not make a fortune from this affiliate arrangement at all. These are 1 cent accounts, so the volumes are pretty low, and it means we could just have a nice meal at the end of a week from the proceeds. It also helps us keep the paid forum subscriptions as low as possible. So please use this link to go to the page where you can open your cent account. Now, it is very nicely laid out. Step 1, they say, please firstly agree to our terms and conditions. So that's what there is, a PDF showing the terms and conditions. You just click that and say, I agree. So that's step 1, very easy. Then step 2 moves into the registration process, and all you need to do is read through that information that is forthcoming there, and I'll talk more about the PIN codes and all the other codes that are being used, but read through that information provided and you click on next. And then there's a very simple one. You just say you're an individual and you give them your email address. Now, it's very important that you use an email address that you can access very regularly and that will be consistent over the next couple of years. And then you click on proceed. Okay, so now the personal data side happens here. Now, this is actually very, very important. You need to be extremely accurate when you fill this in, because they will be asking for documentation to prove your identity, like passports, driver's license. They'll want to see electricity bills and those kind of things. So those details must agree 100% with what you're entering here. Your date of birth, your name must be perfect, your residential address must be reflected on your electricity bill, and so on and so on. So very important that you fill this form in very accurately and honestly, and it doesn't matter where you come from. As you can see, I filled it in from Australia. Australia's got 30-1 leverage. That doesn't matter. They will accept you as a client. So you fill it in as best you can and as accurately as you can, and then you just click on proceed. Okay, and now we're into the account creation process, and very, very important again. Try and be as accurate as possible. Some of these things cannot be undone once you've established them, so follow the process very carefully. So they ask you to select your own password for your account. Please select something, write it down, what you are logging in this form. Make sure that you won't forget it. So they ask for a password and it to be repeated. Then they ask for a code word, and they're going to be using that code word when you ask for support or have any queries on your account. So give yourself a code word, and they also again ask you to repeat the code word. Make sure you write it down somewhere very carefully. Watch for capitalization and those type of things. Make sure it's very accurate. Then they say, do you want a 5 decimal place account? Don't click that one, because we're going to be using cent accounts. You don't need to click that one. Then they say standard account. Now these are all drop downs. You'll note they all drop downs, and I have stated the ones that you should be using. So standard is good. Then the server, depending on where you're located in the world, you would ask for a server that's close to you. So the UK would be a European server, and I'm in Australia, I'm using the Asian server. So again, that's a drop down. Select what's appropriate. Then leverage, it's a drop down. I have selected 1,000-1. If they're going to give me 1,000-1, I am so happy. And it's also very, very important from the profit retriever perspective, because then margin doesn't play a role. And in many other EAs like grid trend multiplier, if you want low margin, this is the way to get it. Then the next one, very critical, it's not obvious, you need to select US cent as the account, as your currency. There's a drop down there. I think there are 4 options there. US cent is the most important one. Select US cent to get a cent account. If you select dollars, you're going to get a standard account. Then you don't need Islamic, or you don't need to subscribe. Then there's the affiliate code. That's part of the link that I've listed there. You can just fill that particular affiliate code in there. And again, as I say, we will get a contribution to keep your paid forum subscriptions low. Then mobile phone, you just enter, it's a drop down, select the type of mobile phone that you're using, because they do send you SMSs and they want to know the operating system that you use, and you just click and I agree to the public offer agreement, and again you just click on open account. Okay, so we're moving through very carefully, very nicely, and you need to be very precise with your answers when answering these questionnaires. Okay, so then then you'll have opened your account, and the next step is to add funds to your account, and this will come up as step 3, and all you do is you say make a deposit, and you click on that. Okay, now this is what I like about InstaForex. They give you so many ways of paying, of making a deposit. There are about 12 ways there listed on the screen, but there are possibly a few more beneath there. I like Bitcoin because Bitcoin, when you make a Bitcoin deposit, it takes about an hour or two for the amount of money to hit your account. So you don't have to wait for hours and hours. The money goes in straight away. So that's why I select Bitcoin. But please go through there, select whatever you like, and consider the fact that it might take a while to clear your funds depending on what kind of payment method you use. Bitcoin is very nice. You can deposit very easily with Bitcoin, and you can withdraw with Bitcoin very easily, no complications. Then it will come to you and say, how much do you want to deposit? And as you can see, the account's been opened already. There's the account name, the password's been selected, and then it says, how much do you want to deposit? Now, I'm suggesting that you deposit $200. You can deposit $100, but I like trading the profit retrieval with a little bit more capital. It allows you to sleep easier in the evenings, so $200 is what I would suggest. But here is the beauty. They then add 30% as a bonus. So effectively, in your account, you are going to get $260 credited to your account. So all you do is you then say, you choose whatever balance you want to do. I would suggest keep the balances low because you want to build a portfolio of accounts with low balances rather than having one big account. So keep the balances nice and low. And the beauty of, as I've mentioned, is there is a 30% bonus that you get. And again, you accept the terms and you click on the balance, and then you follow the process, and depending on which payment method you've used, you will get instructions on how to process your payment. As I say, I've selected Bitcoin, and overall it arrives in your account within hours of the deposit. While the payment is being processed, the next step is to open your trading account, and that is in fact step 4 that's on that page that I mentioned. Just choose the platform that you want to use and then install your trading platform and open your account. Now, even if your account does not have any money in it, open it so that it's already on the platform and ready to trade whenever the money comes in. During this process, you will also receive an email, and on your screen you can see the email that I've received. I've packed out all the important information, but it is critical, very critical, that you record and have this email available at all times. All of that information on there is critical in times when you have queries or support information, or at times when you want to withdraw your funds. They are going to ask all of those codes from you at some time. So please treat this email as a high priority and store it very carefully. Take pictures of it and that type of thing, because that information is very important. Like the account number is straightforward. The trader password is one that you've given, but the code word is one that you've given, but it will be used for verification by phone, for instance. The investor password, again, important if you want to share your information. And then the PIN code then is very important when you want to do financial transactions like withdrawing or adding to your account and so on. And then obviously the server is important relating to your particular account. It also says here you can log into your account on the Expert4x website, and there's the link to do that, and we'll have a look at that later on. It also again gives you an opportunity to download the platform, and there's the contact us, which is your support that you can make use of. They also have live support on their website. So that is why I like Expert4x. It's so easy to deal with them, and the processes are so easy. You needn't actually deal with any people, because the processes are so simple. Even the withdrawals, no people involved. If your documentation is fine, the withdrawal will happen. Now, as I was making this video, my account was updated, and on your screen you can see the account that you will get when you log into your account on the Insta4x website. So it gives you all the information, and as you can see, I have been credited with 26,300 cents from my $200 deposit. Isn't that fantastic? And that is what the robot will see, that it can trade as dollars. And that's the trick that's involved here. So it will treat that as $26,300. It includes that bonus that I showed you earlier. So look at all the information you have. You have account details. There's the leverage of 1,000 to 1. Now it says not verified. It's because they are happy to open an account and credit you with the money, and you can start trading, but you have to be verified. Now, to be verified, you have to supply identity information like passports and electricity bills and a whole lot of other things, and pictures of yourself and so on. Please do that. It is a bit of a hassle to get it out to them, and once you've got yourself verified, you have no problems in terms of anything that you want to do in terms of withdrawals. They'll let you trade and do all kinds of things, but at some critical times when you need support or you want to make withdrawals, you need to be a verified client. So that's the one thing that you do, and there's an option on the menu to get verified. You can do all kinds of things, financial activities. You can transfer between accounts. You can open a number of accounts and transfer funds between them, and so on and so on. And that's what's nice, is that once you've made 100% return on one account, you can take that 100% out of that account so that it can never get lost, and you can put it into a dormant account or an account that's very safe. So you can study this particular section. It provides a lot of information about your account, and you can open other accounts in this particular section. So study it, and let's have a look if there's anything else that's very important. Account settings, you can change your account settings over there, and so it's very flexible. As I say, the whole thing was designed for no human contact. You manage your own affairs using this particular section. And here is my trading platform, and as you can see, there is the balance, 26,300 dollars. It shows as US dollars, but we know in our minds those are actually cents. But the beauty is the robot doesn't know that they're cents. The robot thinks they are dollars, and therefore you can use these cent accounts fantastically when you're trading robots that require lots of capital. Robots like the grid trend multiplier, and specifically the profit retriever. Now my trick is that although I have this $26,000 in my account, I trade settings that are appropriate to a $10,000 account, because firstly the profit retriever is so profitable, it's not a major problem, and secondly the drawdowns on the profit retriever can be high and can be uncomfortable if you're using small accounts. So the bigger your account, the smaller the actual percentage drawdown, and the easier you sleep in. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've seen how absolutely easy it is to take $200 and turn it into $26,000 for trading purpose. And I hope that the procedure that I've shown you has reduced your fear of making mistakes when opening a trading account. Also, as you've seen, I'm from Australia. Australia has severe restrictions on leverage and things like that. Insta4x is happy to treat you as an international trader and provide 1,000 to 1 leverage and fantastic trading opportunity. As always, links that are shown in this video will be in the description of the video, as well as in the first commentary of the video. From me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.